I'm doing an article for Food Network magazine on flavor. I'm big on flavor. I thought I'd do maple oatmeal scones, but before I actually send the recipe, I'm going to try it myself, make sure it's as good as I remember. So, first thing I need is flour. I need 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. When I'm thinking about doing a recipe, I always think of a remembered flavor. And of course, we all remember oatmeal that our mothers made us with maple syrup. And I thought, what a great combination for scones. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, just lighten the flour with a cup. That's 3½. I've actually sometimes made this with raisins, you know, like your mother used to put raisins in your oatmeal when you were good. And I need 1 cup of whole wheat flour. I swap some of the regular flour for whole wheat flour. I just think it has great flavor. And 1 cup of oatmeal. These are good Irish oatmeal. It gives it a nice crunch. Lots of baking powder, 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of sugar, just give it a little sweetness. There's maple syrup going in later. And 2 teaspoons of salt, just to bring out all the flavors. Okay, I'm just gonna give that a little stir. Okay, can't make scones without butter. 4 sticks of butter, right into the flour. So I'm going to turn on the mixer on low. While that mixes, I'm going to get the wet ingredients ready. So I need 1/2 cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Use really good maple syrup, it makes such a difference. And then 4 eggs. I'm just going to put them right into this mixing bowl. Big fork just to break up the eggs. I love to use a measuring cup as a mixing bowl because it's got a handle and a spout. Okay, this looks like it's perfect now. I'll show you just what it looks like. It's just very crumbly, but you can really see bits of butter in the dough. And that's what's going to make the scones light and flaky. Okay, in go the wet ingredients with the mixer just on low. This is going to be a really wet dough, but that's why they're so delicious. Okay, just until it's mixed. Perfect. You can actually smell the maple syrup. It's delicious. Floured board. Just dump it all out. Oh, it's really sticky, but that's what the flour is for. Just do this really fast. You don't want your hands to warm the butter and then end up with dense scones. We're doing light, flaky scones here. And just roll it out about 3/4 inch thick. Make sure it's always moving on the board. Okay, 3/4 inch, that's about right. Okay, so I'm gonna do, you can do any size scones you like. I like a nice round one. This is about 3 inches, 2½, 3 inches. But whatever you do, make sure you flour it first, because otherwise it'll stick to the scones. This should make about 15 or 16 scones. At Barefoot Contessa, we used to make plain scones with raisins, which are just delicious. The New York Times reporter called and asked, did I make other scones? And me being me, said, oh yes, we make so many kinds of scones. We make cranberry scones, we make apple scones, and we make maple oatmeal scones. And then I thought, we don't make any of those. So I had to spend the next week making scones. And you know what? I got some good scone recipes from it. But don't tell anybody at the New York Times. So if I were gonna make the scones and bake them off tomorrow, this is the point at which I'd stop, wrap them really tight, leave them in the refrigerator and bake them off in the morning. But since I need them for a photo shoot, I'm gonna bake them off today. Before they go in the oven, I'm gonna do an egg wash, just to make sure they're nice and brown and gorgeous on top. So I've mixed 1 egg with, I mean, it can be anything, a little bit of water, a little milk, a little cream, it all works, whatever you have handy. So just a quick brush on the top. You don't want it to drizzle down the side, just the top. Okay, into the oven, 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, and while they bake, I'm gonna make a maple syrup glaze for them. This glaze makes them look and taste even better. It's just 1¼ cups of confectioner's sugar, then maple syrup, 1/2 cup, so the scones have a double hit of maple syrup. It's in the scones and it's on them too. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract, which really balances the sweetness of the maple syrup. It just gets mixed all together until it's smooth. When the scones are done, take them out of the oven and let them cool for 5 minutes, and then you're ready to glaze them. Something tells me these guys in New York are going to love these scones. And in order to make them even look more like oatmeal scones, I'm just going to put a little bit of oats on the top. And the glaze is going to make them stick. These are so good. I can really taste the maple. I think these are even better than I remember.